Hey guys, how's it going? Rizmo here and welcome to day 3 of the Pro League recap. Just before we get into the video today, I'd like to thank everybody that viewed yesterday's video, got a ton of support. Today we're going to be looking at all of the results from last night, day 3 of the Pro League, reviewing the fixtures for today, day 4, looking at the current league standings, and reviewing Faze versus Elevate a bit more in depth. Let's get into it. The first game of the evening we saw Faze taking on Elevate. Faze actually managing to win this one 3-0. We'll talk a little bit more about this one later on, but for now a quick summary. They took game 1 Hardpoint Solar 195 to 179, Biolab SD 6 to 4, and finally game 3 Uplink Comeback 15 to 8. The second game of the night we saw Epsilon taking on Orbit. A game 1 Hardpoint Detroit went the way of Orbit 250 to 172. Swanee really went off for Epsilon here in 39 to 29, but obviously it wasn't not good enough. Burns actually on the side of Orbit going 40 to 32 with a 1.25 KD. Orbit really was able to control this one throughout the whole game. At one point I believe they had a 100 point advantage. Then we saw a game 2 S&D Solar, which Epsilon managed to take by the skin of their teeth 6 to 5. Nagafen really going off for Epsilon here, went 15 to 6, leading the lobby in kills. And actually on Orbit was the leading Slayer, he went 11 to 8. Biolab Uplink followed this one, which Epsilon managed to lose unfortunately 6 to 9. Remy was the highest Slayer here for Epsilon, going 25 to 20 with a 1.25 KD. Then on the side of Orbit with Happy with a 1.42 KD, going 27 to 19. So at this point you had Orbit up 2-1 in the series. Game 4 was a Drift Hardpoint, which Epsilon took pretty convincingly 250 to 131. Swanee was really the star of the show here, going 42 to 21 with 2.0 KD. And on the side of Orbit there was actually nobody positive, so this really shows the dominance from Epsilon in this game. And even Royalty and Remy doing some great OBJ work with 10 caps each. Then we went to the dreaded game 5 of Recovery S&D. Again, Orbit managed to take this one 6 to 5, so you can really see that the S&Ds could have gone either way, with Epsilon taking the game 2 S&D 6 to 5, so it could have gone either way. Epsilon could have come out with the win here, but unfortunately they did not. Even though no one on Epsilon was positive, they still managed to win 5 rounds, which is kind of surprising. Over on Orbit, you had Vicento with the highest kills in the lobby. He went 11 to 7 with 1.57 KD. Happy as well, going 9 to 5 with a 1.80 KD. On the second game of the night, we saw Optic Nation taking on Envy. Envy eventually running out 3-2 winners in this one. Game 1, a retreat hardpoint went in favour of Optic Nation, 229 to 162. We had Money B going 40 to 33, and Mochilla really leading Optic Nation in this one, going 42 to 33 with a 1.27 KD. Then on the side of Envy, we had Octane going 46 to 31 with a 1.48 KD. I believe that was on his host, so hence why his scores were so good. We then went to a Recovery S&D, which Optic Nation took pretty convincingly 6 to 1. Ricky going 8 to 3 with a 2.67 KD. Money B going 7 to 3 with 2.33 KD, and Mochilla 7 to 4. We then saw a Parliament Uplink for game 3, which Envy took 7 to 3, again when the new maps in rotation. We had Octane with an absolutely massive score of 42 to 19 with 2.21 KD. We had Looney with 4 uplinks for Envy, and then on the side of Optic Nation we had only one player going positive, which was Mochilla, who went 26 to 25 with 1.04 KD. Solar Hardpoint followed this for game 4. At this point the score was 2-1 to Optic Nation, so they were really looking to close this one out. It actually finished 183 to 182 in favour of Envy. Now this had to be one of the craziest finishes I think I've ever seen. We had on the last hill the scores pretty much even. Octane with the clutch kill to make sure Envy got that 1 point win. For Optic Nation, Ricky went 39 to 35, 1.11 KD with also 13 caps, so he really led the lobby in terms of kills and OBJ work. We had Aqua on the side of Envy, 42 to 32, 1.31 KD, and Looney with 14 caps and 4 defense. Going into a game 5, right, S&D, we had the scores all tied up at 2 maps apiece in this series. Obviously Envy coming back from a 2-0 disadvantage to level it up. This one actually went in favour of Envy 6-5. Now, pretty close game here, could have gone either way. Envy making that outrageous comeback, winning 3 maps in a row. In this one, on the side of Optic Nation, you had Mochilla going 8-6 at 1.33 KD. Envy Octane going 10-4, 2.5 KD, and JCap 6-3 with a 2.0 KD. So this was a pretty great comeback from Envy. You could say, you know, ON going 2-0 up, you couldn't really see any way back from Envy. Somehow Envy managed to, I think the game changer for me was really that Parliament uplink. Optic Nation didn't have a good map at all, their confidence was low. Envy just took that, they managed to push on, win 3 maps in a row and win the series 3-2. In the last game of this round of fixtures, we saw Team Caliber taking on Isolation Empire. TK eventually running out 3-2 winners in this one. Game 1, a retreat hardpoint win in favour of ISO, 219-186. Lamagod, the star performer in the lobby in this one, 43-32 with a 1.34 KD and 12 caps to his name. And then for TK, only Theory managed to go positive with a 1.03 KD. Next we went into a Solar S&D, which TK took pretty convincingly, 6-1. You had Silly going 14-7 with 2.0 KD. Then for TK, we had Nameless going 11-8, and Neslo 10-9 with a 1.11 KD. Detroit Uplink followed this one, which TK again took 16-8. Only Dido on the side of ISO managed to not go negative. He went 26-26. Neslo going 31-20, 1.55 KD with 6 uplinks, and Nameless 31-23 with a 1.35 KD. Game 4 then we saw a Biolab hardpoint, which Isolation managed to take 241-187, a pretty comfortable one there for them. You had Silly going 44-30 with a 1.47 KD, and the highest kill death ratio for TK was actually Neslo going 42-34 with a 1.24 KD. Then the series all tied up 2 maps apiece. We go to a game 5, S&D Skyrise, one of the new maps in rotation, which TK actually managed to take 6-4. Dido and Havoc, the top 2 players on the Isolation Empire side of things, going 9-7, both with a 1.29 KD. Then for TK, we had Neslo going 11-6 at 1.83 KD, and Sharp 9-8 with a 1.13 KD, which eventually led to TK taking the series 3-2 over Isolation Empire. In the opening game of the night, we saw Faze taking on Elevate. As I mentioned earlier, Faze managing to win this game, a 3-0 scoreline. Map 1, we saw a hardpoint Solar, which Faze took 195-179. The score was pretty level throughout the first side of rotation, so nothing could really split the 2 teams. Zuma at this point was the top Slayer. Second to last, it was really the difference between the 2 teams. Clayster managing to stay alive for about 35-40 seconds, which got some serious time on the hill for Faze. He actually held off many waves of attacks from the Elevate side of things. Then going into the last hill, Faze actually amassed a 20-25 second lead. The last hill was really dominated by Faze, just contesting. That's what we usually see on this last hill. If a team has a lead, they will just go and they will smoke it off and contest. So this gave Faze a 16-point win in this one. Slacked going 30-31.27 KD. There was the standout player in the lobby for me. Zuma again, the OBJ work from him with 16 caps proved to be the difference really. We then saw a Biolab S&D, which Faze took 6-4. Now this S&D was really dominated by the defensive team winning every single round bar 1, which Faze managed to win on the attack. Again, trades were pretty common in this. Nothing could separate the 2 teams. They were pretty even again. The main events in this one was Attach Ninja fusing against Slacked in a 1v1 in round 3. Round 6 or round 5, I believe actually, we had a 1v1 Saints versus Enable. Saints gets the bomb down, Enable manages to clutch up, take out Saints, defuse the bomb in time. Now round 8 was actually where Faze hit A, and they were on the attacking side of things, and they won. This was the first round, I think it was the only round in the whole game that the offensive team managed to win. Round 9 we had a 1v1, Slacked against Attach. Slacked again managing to clutch up here and win this for Elevate. At this point it was a 5-4 game, so we go to a round 10. There was trades going off all over the map. This left a 2v2 situation. Faze from the A-bomb, they rotated round to B. Another trade went off. It was Slacked against Clayster to win this map. In the end, Clay gets the bomb down and he takes out Slack to win this map. So Faze go 2-0 up in the series. Standout players here were Enable on the side of Faze, going 10-7 on 1.43 KD. Zuma 10-9 with a 1.11 KD. Then on the side of Elevate, you had Saints going 12-8 with a 1.50 KD. Now going into the last game, a game 3, Uplink comeback. Faze actually taking this one 15-8. Again, for the first 2 minutes were really Elevate playing slowly, trying to take glass control. Faze trying to play pretty aggressive, but Elevate shut them down pretty well, I would say. At this point the score was only 1-0 to Faze. Zuma was again the standout player in this one. He got 2 dunks within the first half, I believe, but then Elevate replied with 3 points to make the score a 4-5 lead to Faze. The first half ended actually 4-7 in favour of Faze, with 3 dunks for Zuma. Within 1 minute, Elevate got 2 dunks, I believe, making the game 8-7 in their favour, but Faze managed to reply pretty quickly with 2 dunks themselves, make the score 11-8. Faze then, towards the end of the game, they played it pretty passively. You know, they didn't really need to do much attacking. They just protected glass, made sure they had control of that. And then Elevate again, I think there's only about a minute left, they went on the attack. We had 4 players down. Faze went on a counter attack and actually got a dunk to finish this game off 15-8. The most impressive players in this one for me were Apathy for Elevate, going 27-22. And of course we had Zuma, probably the player of the series for me, going 27-21 with a 1.29 KD. Now to quickly run over the current standings in the league. In first place you have Denial with a record of 6-2, a win rate of 75%, followed by Optic Gaming. Then in third place is Faze, fourth we have Optic Nation, fifth Team Envy, sixth Orbit, 7th Rise with a 50% win rate and a 43% map win rate. 8th we have Elevate, and in the 4 relegation spots we have TCM, who have yet to play a match, Isolation Esports, Team Caliber, and finally in 12th place we have Epsilon. Now on to my predictions for day 4 of the Pro League. In the first game of the night, I'm going to take a 3-2 win for Team Elevate over Envy, followed by that a 3-2 win again for Orbit over TCM Gaming. The third game of the night, I'm taking Optic Nation 3-1 over Rise Nation, and then to finish off we probably have the best game, or the most anticipated game of the league so far, Faze versus Optic Gaming. I'm taking a 3-2 win there for Optic Gaming. So I just want to say thanks to everyone for watching today's video, and I'll catch you all next time. See ya.